Hello and welcome to the Man's Kitchen. Today we are doing our final video in our Kids Want to Eat Healthy series. And it is going to be a nice little side dish that can be used as a side dish, or you can make a whole meal out of it. I've decided not to do the final recipe in this series because it's a fish soup. Nobody in the house is going to eat fish soup, and I would not want to make it and then just throw it out. So with that said, let's hit up the intro and I'll be back to you in a minute. And we're back. So before we get on with the recipe, I encourage everybody that's watching this video to click that subscribe button, ding the bell icon, so that way YouTube sends you notifications when I post new videos. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, that way you can get cool pictures, behind the scenes updates, all kinds of stuff. So with that said, let's move on to the recipe for today. We're going to do a vegetable Chana Masala, and I'll show you the ingredients next. Alright, and we've got ourselves a large onion chopped up. We've got ourselves 3 garlic cloves. Now we've got some ginger. You can use whole ginger or powdered ginger. We've got some Indian masala. The recipe calls for garam masala, but that's basically the same thing. And we've got some cumin, plus some salt. Now the recipe called for 2 cans of tomatoes. I had 1 can in the house. Sweet potato, cauliflower, peppers, and chickpeas. It also called for 3 cans of chickpeas, but I had 1 can. I did not go grocery shopping for any of this. I actually had it all in the house. Now the nice thing is the recipe calls for some water with an unspecified amount. And it's funny because it says to rinse these, and you don't really need to rinse canned chickpeas. There's nothing wrong with the water in here. So I'm just going to use this whole right out of the can instead of adding extra water. Now let's move on to the stove and I'll show you what we're going to do. Alright, so here we are at the stove, and I've got my pan preheating for a minute or two. Going to add just a little bit of olive oil. We're going to put our onion in. And our garlic. Turn the heat down to a medium-low. Now this is the stage where we're going to add our spices. So we're going to go with 2 teaspoons of ground ginger. 1 tablespoon of Indian masala. 1 tablespoon of cumin. Which, if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, you know cumin is one of my favorite spices. And we're going to put in 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, we're told that we need to saute these for 1 to 2 minutes. Turn the heat back up to medium now that I'm paying more attention to it. Okay, now we're going to add almost everything else. We're going to put in our sweet potato. our canned tomato. Our pepper. And our cauliflower. Oh, this is a lot in this pan, and if I had everything in here, I definitely wouldn't fit this. So what it wants you to do now is to saute this for another minute or two and then let it simmer for 15. So basically I'm going to spend 2 minutes here just stirring it up, and that's going to help get the spices on everything. I turn the heat up to high since I've put so much stuff in here. So if you've got a bigger pot, by all means go ahead and use it. Alright, it's been about 2 minutes. I think I've got everything stirred and incorporated pretty well. So I'm going to turn this down to a medium. I'm going to put the cover on here. And I'm going to let this simmer itself, steam itself, and cook itself up here for 15 minutes. And then when I come back to it, we'll be adding the chickpeas then. Alright, and 20 minutes have elapsed. And we've got ourselves a nice, flavorful smell coming out of here. Now we're going to add the chickpeas. Just like that. We're going to mix them up. And now it wants us to cook this till it thickens up, and it suggests that it could take 20 minutes. So if it wants us to cook it till it thickens, ideally we're going to cook it uncovered, because if we cover it, then what's going to happen is the steam is going to basically collect on the lid and rain back in, and it's going to keep it from thickening. So we're going to put this to a medium heat. We're going to stir it up a bit to get everything evenly incorporated, and then we're going to let this simmer uncovered for about 20 minutes, and I'll get back to you when that's finished. Alright, about 20 minutes, give or take, have elapsed. I did some dishes, and we've got our nice thick stewed up vegetables. So we're going to pop some off into this bowl, and now the notes say that you can eat this right as the way it is as a side, or you can stuff it inside of some pitas. Now when we did the catering at the restaurant where we made all this healthy stuff, what we did with all the leftover was we turned it into a soup. We added some crushed tomatoes and some chicken stock to it, and we made a nice tasty soup. Okay, one, that's very hot, and two, the times are right. Everything's cooked down. Right? I had some sweet potato in my mouth. It was nice and soft. It wasn't chewy. It wasn't raw. The flavors, the garam masala, the cumin, they all come forward. It gives you a lot of that curry flavor without it actually being curry. Like this would be like a mild curry. There's no heat, there's no spice, and there's no smell. It doesn't smell offensive in the room like it's been overspiced. It's got a very mild flavor and spice, and it's very flavor forward. There's no heat. There's no spice to it at all, like heat spice. It's got flavor spice. So overall, I would say that this is probably something that I would like to make again. After wife Heather tastes this, I'm sure she's gonna, make sure I don't throw the recipe out, so she can always have some of this nearby. That way, she likes pitas and stuff. She can stuff them up like that, and it's you can always thin it out into a soup. So, with that said, it's good. So with that said, we're finished our Healthy Kids series, and next week we're going to go back to doing some more manly food. So if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button for the channel, hit the like button for the video, ding the bell icon, and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And go ahead, leave me a comment in the comments below. Tell me about your curry experiences, and I will see you next week.